morning to Nzinga. Well, we are still waiting for the Minister of Health to arrive here at Dora Nginza Hospital. But while we are waiting, members of Nahawu stepped into the hospital, and as you can see, I'm going to try to show you now in shot, they are moving throughout the hospital Nzinga singing protest song because they've expressed their dissatisfaction with issues of health here in the province. But joining me now is the Regional Secretary for Nahawu, Sweetness Sitao. Tell us exactly what their grievances are. I am aware, Nzinga, that about 2 weeks ago, MEC of Health, Mrs. Math, announced that those that are working for COVID-19 are going to renew their contracts. But we have heard that 2 weeks ago, the same people were told are going to renew their contracts have now been told to go home. But let's hear from her exactly what the issues that they've raised that are causing this protest. Sweetness, you were very frustrated and angry earlier on, saying that the Department of Health has failed workers in this province.
Indeed, they have. We are not apologetic about that. We are maintaining that statement that we have been failed by the department. There are a number of memorandums that are in their desk of the MEC as well as the Minister as well as the Premier, raising our concerns about what is happening on the ground, in clinics, in hospitals, as well as their management, who is incompetent. We've raised that. There are a lot of grievances in their tables, but they have not acted. But if it was our members who would do that, they would be dismissed. More than anything, we want to make a bold statement to the government of South Africa to say any government officials who lay their foot in this regime, this is what they will be subjected to, because workers must be paid their money. It's a second year now without increment. Medical aids are increasing. Everything is increasing, but their salary is not increasing. We are saying that it stops now. We are not going to be quiet. We are demanding workers to be paid their money. Those care workers who have been exploited for years, being paid 3.5 without any benefits, we are calling for their permanence. If it could be done in Gauteng, it must be done in Eastern Cape. So we are not apologetic about that.
Sweetness, you also raised the issue that a few weeks ago, MEC of Health made this huge announcement that the contract workers are going to have their contracts renewed. You have informed us that 2 weeks ago, the same contract workers have been told to go home. So obviously, contradicting statements now from the MEC.
Yes, we're disappointed. We're disappointed, and we're trying to figure out as a union whether it was just a public stance, because as much as there are those who have been renewed, a number of them have been told that they must sit at home, especially those who were replacing those who died. They are told that they must sit at home. Who is going to do their work? Who's going to be overworked? Because our members are experiencing anxiety. As someone who's supposed to be doing a job of one person is doing a job of 3 people, because there is a shortage of staff. These people who have been employed to assist during COVID, they were assisting in covering that shortage of staff. So we are very disappointed in the Department of Health at Eastern Cape, because it can't be that while we are celebrating, saying that move was, we were welcoming it and it was progressive. Now, a week later, we are told that our members are getting messages from their immediate supervisors to say that they must sit at home. That is disappointing. It is really disappointing.
The Minister of Health is also here to give an update on the vaccine. A few weeks ago, I had a chat with you, and you said that on the ground, health workers are saying the vaccine process is just too slow. Our target is 200,000 by the end of May. Do you think it's possible from what you hear on workers on the ground?
No, it will not happen. It will not happen. That I can tell you. You know, Nelson Mandela District, initially it was pronounced that there are 4 institutions in terms of hospital who will be performing this issue of rolling out the vaccination. It was PE Provincial, UTNEC Provincial, Dora Nginza as well as Livingston. But what we are observing is that this week vaccination will be done at Livingston. The other week they are moving to Dora, putting more pressure at Dora now, because there are not people even who are employed to do vaccination. People are moved from their original workstation to assist in vaccination. So you can see even now what we are subjected to. So I can tell you now that they are not going to reach targets. People from Sarabadman are transported to come to Nelson Mandela for vaccination. So there is a lot of things that are taking place, and we don't believe that this issue of rolling out vaccination is well coordinated and it is done outside ourselves. Hence, we will see these challenges that we are faced with.
Well, that was Sweetness, the Regional Secretary of Nahawu, saying that they are definitely disappointed with the Department of Health and how they've handled the rollout of the vaccine. Also concerning is that, Blaine, 2 weeks ago there was an announcement made in Nzinga that contract health workers for COVID-19 are going to have their contracts renewed. There was a lot of excitement in the air, but now 2 weeks later, Now, 2 weeks later, that has not happened. You saw earlier on, a few minutes ago now, the police was here and they are asking the Nahau members to now leave the premises because what they are doing is illegal. The workers say they're not going to leave, so it's going to be very interesting. Let's just try to see, let's see exactly what's happening. But as I was saying to you earlier on, the police have now arrived on scene. When we arrived here, there were just 2 police officials at Doranginza. Someone did ask, why is there such a low police contingency when the Minister of Health is arriving? And I heard the policeman say, I don't know where the other staff are. So we are now trying to see exactly what's happening. As you can see in shot there, the police are here and they are trying to call off the protest, asking the Nahau members to leave. But it looks like that's not going to happen, and the police obviously are now allowing them to carry on because obviously they have got their right to protest there. So they are carrying on. The police have left. They are giving them a thumbs up, which means that they will carry on protesting here in the hall here at Doranginza Hospital.
Because of the noise, we're going to have to come out.
So as you can see shot right now, the protest is still carrying on there.
Lerato, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
With all the commotion, are there no concerns for social distancing?
I'm not sure if I heard you correctly. Can you just repeat the question for me?
I was asking about social distancing.
As you can see for yourself, there absolutely is no social distancing. Earlier on, the Nahau members were wearing their masks, but I can see some in shot right now have taken off their masks. Social distancing not being adhered to, masks not being adhered to either, as you can see in shot right now. That is quite concerning, especially in a hospital where the numbers of COVID-19 patients are one of the highest in the country. So as you can see in shot right now, social distance not being adhered to, and also people concerningly so not wearing their masks, and some of them even health officials, which is even more concerning as people who should know better.
Do we know if officials are going to be addressing them, Lerato?
We are still awaiting the Minister of Health to arrive here. Once he has arrived, he's supposed to have a briefing with the Nahau members, but he hasn't arrived as yet. So we are hoping to see someone from the Department of Health, even if it's just the MEC, to come and just hear exactly what the concerns are and then address the Nahau members. And you can see in shot right now is Sweetness Stokwe from Nahau addressing the members again. But for now, no health official has come to hear or listen about the grievances of Nahau and their members.
Let me thank you, comrades, for the high level of discipline you have displayed today. Because we did not tamper with any service delivery. Because we understand that it is our brothers and mothers and sisters who are receiving this service here. We did not pose any danger to anyone. So, comrades, for that, we have displayed indeed that you are leaders of this region. And, comrades, we appreciate you. This is because, comrades, this is a decision of our regional executive committee. This is a decision of our regional committee. No one will intimidate us. Not the police, not any lawyers, not anyone who writes love letters saying that they are going to sue us. We are not apologetic. We want our money, comrades. And comrades, they must also know, the minister must know that Nahau was in Livingston Monday. We are disappointed that when we entered that building, there is no screening that is taking place. There is no temperature, there is no sanitation that is taking place at Livingston. Yet this district, numbers are increasing. We are putting to you, Minister, to say that you must act against that CEO. And as Nahau, throughout since the beginning of COVID, we have been saying that OHS committees must be established. But up until now, we don't know these COVID committees because OHS committees are legally binding. There's an act that regulates them. Up until now, Those committees are not operating. Hence, we are having our members dying, our members being infected. So we are calling on the minister to act against that management, because if it was a mere member, a junior member, would be charged. Our members are being charged for petty things. And we are calling for the minister to address the email and memorandum we forwarded to him last year, August. He was here. He committed that he will address our issues. Up until today, they have not been addressed. We did not come here to be not peaceful. We are leadership. We are coming from a very progressive union. We will never do anything that tampers with service delivery, because it will not affect capital people who've got money. It will affect the poor working class, which we can relate to. So, as NEHA, we wanted to register that statement. No government official will come here and work in this region and receive peaceful welcoming. We'll come here and do this because we want them, when they go back to parliament, they must know that the issue of workers in general across the country, it needs to be addressed. Workers are under siege. Workers have not received increment for 2 years now. It can't be correct. It can't be correct. We will not keep quiet. We will not keep quiet. We are sober about that. That is one battle that we are not going to lose. Even now, NEHAWU nationally is fighting that legally in constitutional court. As much as we are disappointed that we will be sitting in August, but we will be patient and keep doing this. President Ramaphosa will never come here and will be quiet. Any minister, because you know now how is a national union, we organize in all sectors, even the MECs of this province. It ends here. We're not going to fall hands when there's a battle that has been declared against workers. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's try here with some of the workers, Mama. Zithini izikhalazo zenu manje ngabasebenzi? Zithini izikhalazo zenu mama njengabasebenzi?
Sifuna imali yethu ye-increment. Sifuna imali yethu ka-PMDS. Sifuna i-care workers iqeshwe permanently. Siya-exploita i-shortage. You must cover for 3 people, you are 1. It can't go on like that. It's enough. Enough is enough. Yes, it's our people, but at the same time, they must also look at us, because we're demanding our money. It's 2 years now, as our secretary says. It's not fair. If it was government, they should get their money on time. But it's our poor people at the lower level ground. So why must we keep quiet? It's enough now. It's really enough. We are suffering. We've got children that they are supposed to go to school. We don't have money. We must go and borrow money from the sharks. It's not right. When will the government come to us and say, no, we hear what you are saying? So we are not going back. We are going forward until we got our money.
Mama, Nana, you are here also protesting, Mama. What are your complaints as health workers at the Metro?
Yeah, we want our increment because we are single parents. We're struggling even to take our kids to varsities. We really want our money. Even the conditions that we work under are very bad. We had COVID last year. We were never paid, but money was allocated for COVID people. So I'm very fed up with this government.
Mama, how tough are things for you in hospitals? You are working in a hospital. How tough are you? Say the conditions are tough in hospitals. When you say tough, how bad are we speaking, and where are the problem areas for you as health workers?
My dear, they don't screen every day to see if no one has any signs. But whenever there is somebody who's positive, they will tell you, get it from the taxis, from home, from the location, especially when there's news that Ukwano Butle is a hotspot. Then if you stay in Kwano, then we'll run away for you. That's the worst condition that we're working under. But they don't even supply us with transport so that they can minimize that.
So, Mama, you're frustrated and you're angered by what's happened to us.
I'm very angry because I'm a victim. I was positive last year. I had to leave my 2 siblings alone at home and go and isolate in stadium. But still now, I haven't got the money. The one of the siblings passed matric. I couldn't even take her to school. So I'm very frustrated. We are living out of reversing our monies every month. That's not fair. But we're working very hard.
of that is a health worker saying that she's extremely frustrated by the health system in the Eastern Cape. Two things really coming out from what I've heard this morning is that health workers have been wanting increments for the past 2 years. There was a promise made and nothing fulfilled. A few months ago, COVID contract workers were told their contracts are going to be renewed. 2 months, 2 weeks later, the same contract workers are told to go home. Now, Hawe is standing steadfast and resolute that they will not stop protesting here until the Minister of Health and the MEC of Health come and address their issues. But paramount and also quite also concerning is the issue of the lack of screening and testing in the hospitals, especially Livingston, where Sweetness was saying that she went to Livingston last week and people were coming in without getting screening or testing. Concerning, Zing, especially now when the metro numbers are on the rise. So why yet we hear exactly with the Minister of Health come and address the Nahau members here, with the MEC of Health, Meth, come and address them. I think it's pertinent they must come because there are concerning issues at a time when the numbers in the metro are increasing. So we'll keep you clued and keep you informed of what's happening here. But for now, we are still waiting the arrival of the Minister of Health to this hospital. For now, let's go back to the studio.
Rato, thank you so much for that update. Of course, a bit of noise in the background, but I just wanted to ask you, even with the change of a health minister in the province, has that not brought about any change? Seemingly not.
Seemingly not, Zinga. You know, everyone was obviously excited. Some people excited when a new MEC of Health was brought. But also perhaps in her defense, it's a bit too early to start rating her for just being in office a few months. But it seems like the problems in the Eastern Cape and Zinga are deeper than just employing an MEC. So Aubrey, okay, Des, it seems like the problems that we are facing in the Eastern Cape are historic issues of infrastructure, issues of finances that have been going for a long time that I don't believe MEC of Meth can just solve in 2 months. It is a long-standing issue from as long as I can remember. The Eastern Cape has had issues in terms of health. There's been issues in the finance, and it seems like even now with the new MEC, there is still no belief at all in the terms of belief in the institution of the health here in the Eastern Cape. They feel like they have been failed. Whether they bring a new MEC or not, seems like nothing is going to change because a new MEC is here and people are still protesting, which means that nothing at all has been changed with her appointment.
They're bringing us protest from the Hau members in the Doranginza Hospital ahead of the visit by Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize.